In a world where borders are lines on a map and money moves with the wind, there's a system that defies both. It's not just a currency. It's a revolution, and it's failing in ways no one saw coming. This isn't a story about the future. It's about the present, about a system that promised freedom, yet now finds itself trapped in a labyrinth of its own making. What happens when a financial system, built on trust and transparency, can't even handle the simplest task of going bankrupt? The answer is not just technical. It's existential. This isn't about cryptocurrency anymore. It's about the promise of a borderless, decentralized future, and the cracks that are beginning to show. The blockchain is supposed to be the last invention we'll ever need. But now, it's the first to break. We're talking about a system that promised transparency, yet now finds itself in a legal maze where rules are written in code and no one knows who enforces them. Blockchain is supposed to be borderless, but when it comes to bankruptcy, it's unclear whether the law follows the money or the money follows the law. This is a breakdown not just systems, but of trust. Trust in the idea that digital assets are as secure and governable as physical ones. What we're seeing is the collision between innovation and regulation. A collision that's leaving many in the dark, with no clear path forward. Blockchain's promise was to eliminate borders. But in the face of bankruptcy, it's revealing how many borders, legal, financial, and moral, still exist. You might think this is a problem for cryptos and coders, but it's a threat to the stability of the entire financial system. When blockchain goes bankrupt, it doesn't just vanish. It leaves a trail of broken trust and shattered economies. Blockchain's borderless nature means that once a system collapses, it can't be contained. It spreads like a virus, affecting jurisdictions and economies that have no control over it. This is not a digital problem. It's a real-world one. You may not own any crypto, but you rely on the systems that protect your savings, your investments, and your livelihood. If blockchain fails, the consequences will bleed into your world in ways you can't predict or control. This isn't just about money. It's about the very mechanisms that ensure our economy functions. When blockchain breaks, it doesn't just fail. It destabilizes the world as we know it. And the worst part? We're not prepared. The rules of the game are still being written, and the consequences of a borderless bankruptcy are too vast for any one system to handle. The first blockchain was born in 2008, a nameless, faceless white paper that would change the world. It was a response to distrust, a radical idea that money could exist without a central authority. In 2009, the first Bitcoin was mined in a cold, silent server room. No one saw it, no one claimed it, but it marked the beginning of a new financial system, one that would eventually challenge the old. As the years passed, blockchain evolved from a niche experiment into a global movement. It promised transparency, security, and a new kind of trust in a world that had long lost its way. But with growth came complexity. The promise of decentralization clashed with the reality of regulation, and the dream of a borderless system faced the weight of real-world law and power. Today, we stand at the edge of a financial revolution. But the old systems are still here, watching, waiting, and trying to shape the future they don't understand. Imagine a world where money doesn't belong to any country. It just floats freely, like wind, and no one can stop it from moving. Now, imagine that same wind carrying money from one place to another without rules or borders, and no one can stop it. But what happens when that wind blows too hard? When the money gets lost in the storm and no one can find it anymore? That's what happens when a blockchain bank goes bankrupt. It's like a storm, and the money just vanishes. No one owns it, and no one can take it back. So, in a world without borders, when the system breaks, the money just disappears, and no one can stop it. At the heart of this system lies a network of nodes, each a digital sentinel spread across the globe, silently watching over a shared ledger that records every transaction ever made. These nodes are not centralized, nor do they belong to any single entity. Instead, they are a distributed army of volunteers, each running the same software, each verifying the truth of the data they hold. Every transaction that enters this system is a promise, a cryptographic signature binding one party to another, ensuring that value is transferred with unbreakable certainty. But this system is not without its vulnerabilities. Trust is not built into the code, but rather into the collective will of the participants, who must agree on the truth of every transaction. The first step is not just about setting up the network, but about establishing a foundation of mutual trust between nodes, between users, and ultimately between the system and the people who rely on it. Once the smart contract is triggered, the system evaluates the defaulting asset, calculating its value through a decentralized oracle network that aggregates real-world data. This value is then used to determine the distribution of remaining funds, with protocols ensuring that no single participant can manipulate the outcome. The funds are then liquidated or distributed according to the terms of the contract, often through automated market makers that execute trades without human intervention. This process is designed to be as efficient as it is impersonal, stripping away the emotional and political layers that often complicate traditional bankruptcy procedures. Yet, in its mechanical precision, it reveals a deeper truth. The law is no longer bound by borders, but by the code that governs the movement of value itself. The clever twist lies in the absence of a central authority. Unlike traditional bankruptcy, where courts and governments decide the outcome, blockchain operates through decentralized consensus. This lack of control creates both freedom and fragility. In a blockchain network, nodes collectively validate transactions and enforce rules. This consensus mechanism means no single entity can unilaterally declare bankruptcy or manipulate the system's outcome. This is the paradox of blockchain's design. It offers sovereignty without control. The rules are immutable, but the outcomes are only as certain as the will of the network itself. So, in the end, blockchain's bankruptcy isn't about legal loopholes or hidden contracts. It's about the network's will, and how that will can be fractured, delayed, or even frozen. At its core, blockchain is a distributed ledger, a mathematical structure that binds transactions in an unbreakable chain of cryptographic hashes. Every block is a record of verified activity, and once added, it's nearly impossible to alter without consensus. But this system isn't just about data. It's a protocol of trust, a consensus mechanism that relies on the collective will of participants. Yet, when trust is gone, the protocol can force compliance, only expose the truth. When the system fails, it's not a single point of failure. It's the entire network unraveling. Nodes go offline, transactions stall, and the very foundation of trust begins to erode, one block at a time. The science of blockchain isn't just about creating money or storing data. It's about building a world where trust is encoded into the very fabric of reality. And when that reality breaks, the consequences are not just financial, but existential. This is the hum of a system that once promised to transcend borders, yet now stands exposed as a fragile construct of human will and flawed mathematics. It's not a failure of code. It's a failure of imagination. Imagine a world where your home is built on a floating island, but the laws of your country don't reach the water. The island is governed by a set of rules you helped write, but once you leave, those rules don't apply anymore. Now, suppose you built a house with a shared ledger of debts, but you decide to sail away. The ledger still exists, but it's now a ghost of what it was. Unenforceable, unclaimed, and forgotten by the world that once knew it. This is the essence of blockchain's borderless bankruptcy. It's not a crime, but it's not a solution. It's a promise that no one can enforce, and a freedom that no one can truly claim. In the end, the ledger remains, but it's a relic of a dream, a symbol of what was, not what is, a record of a system that outlived its creators and now floats in silence. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.